That's the biggest adjustment has just been the language and trying to communicate the way that I think, cut the leather and assemble it and see if I can make an actual workable baseball glove. So. Rehab's good. Just getting through there's a bunch of steps that you have to check off. So you got to walk normally, and then you got to be able to have your range of motion, and then strength, and then training capacity, and all that stuff. So we're just kind of checking those off as quickly as we can. No, just a weird play. I'm not sure exactly what caused it, other than just like sometimes at high speed when you're trying to make an athletic play, like your body gets out of position, and I think that's just what happened. Yeah. I've enjoyed it. It's different, of course, and so there's been a lot of an adjustment period to things like obviously the language, the different culture, where to go to get certain foods or certain supplies or whatever. The different people. There's been a lot of adjustment, and so it's been very intellectually interesting to me. I've been learning a lot, which I really enjoy doing. So yeah, overall, I've really enjoyed it. That's the biggest adjustment has just been the language and trying to communicate the way that I think and the way that I approach certain problems or training or whatever is different than the way that they're approached here. So there's a communication barrier. That's been a little bit of an adjustment too. Like for instance, meat here is considered better if it's fattier. That's opposite from what I'm used to. It's very heavy on carbs. There's rice or noodles with every meal, but limited on protein. So there's been some different adjustments to be made there. But yeah, it took me about 3 or 4 weeks to kind of figure out what would be a good process for me nutritionally, and then my weight settled back into right where I needed to be for season. Somewhere in the 206 to 209 pound range. It's been difficult because going and shopping for materials, it's not as easy without a car. So I've been eating breakfast at a couple local restaurants where I can get something that's pretty good and is about the right calories. It's definitely not as optimized as I am when I'm in the States, but close enough. Yeah, I like to know how things work. So I've never really learned how a glove works and how it's made, and decided to try to make my own. It's been more complicated than I anticipated, like getting the pattern correct. But I think I finally have the pattern done, so I can actually cut the leather and assemble it and see if I can make an actual workable baseball glove. So it's been longer than I anticipated, but it's been fun. I've been enjoying it, and I'll have a video about the whole process at some point. Cleats are a little bit different because they experience so much force, like when you are rotating on the mound, when you're landing on the mound, that I don't know that someone could create their own shoes that matched up to the performance qualities of a top shoemaker. So maybe in the future, but way too complicated for me to do in my apartment here in Japan. Yeah, I think the ones that I've tried anyway, I'm sure there's different models, but the ones that I've tried are they're lighter, like less weight, but they have less like padding in the sole. So the soles are like thinner and less padding, less sculpted. Where American shoes are, at least the ones I've worn, are a lot more, there's a lot more padding, a lot more cushioning. The soles on the Japanese cleats are like, the ones I've tried are pretty flat. So you can kind of feel the cleats like on the bottom of your foot. Whereas the American shoes that I've tried have like a little bit of curvature to them. You don't feel the cleats, on the bottom of your foot as much. Yeah, the toe, a couple of them that I've tried, instead of like in America, you have this kind of like rubbery plastic pitcher's toe thing. In Japan, they have like the leather, just like a piece of leather that covers that area. So quite a few differences actually. Been interesting to see. And so I'll see a hitter reaction and it'll tell me throw this pitch, but that won't be the right pitch to throw for Japanese hitters, which is all things that happen as the season goes along. So yeah, I think I adjusted pretty quickly actually.